Good morning children, Saira. So today we are going to continue with our maths class. Okay. In previous class I have given you some sums to be revised. Right. And today I told you I will be teaching you the properties of whole numbers. Right children. So today we are going to see about the properties of whole numbers. So let us see what are the different properties of whole numbers. So totally there are 5 properties in whole numbers. The first one is closure property. The second one is commutative property. Third one is associative property. Fourth one is distributive property. And fifth we have the identity property. Okay, so let me repeat all the 5 different properties once again. So first it is closure, second commutative, third associative, fourth we have distributive, and fifth we have identity property. Okay, so let us see each property in detail. Okay children. So first let us see what is closure property. So closure property is a very simple property. Okay, now for this let us take 3 integers, that is A, B and C. So what are integers children? They are nothing but digits, any numbers. Okay. Now if we are going to take 3 integers A, B and C, first the A and B should be whole numbers. Okay, and whatever arithmetic operation that we are performing, the answer C should also be a whole number. Then only this particular closure property is satisfied. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay, so if we are taking A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, then A plus B, okay, 5 plus 6, the answer 11 should be a whole number. So is 11 a whole number? Yes. Okay, and in this closure property we are having, so in this closure property we are having only addition and multiplication to be closed. That is, closure property works only in addition and multiplication, whereas it is not closed for subtraction and division. Okay, the closure property are closed under multiplication and addition, but it is not closed for subtraction and division. Okay, so let me show you an example for a better understanding. Okay children, so here is a example. Now can you see this table here? Yes, the first one you have 7 plus 8. So 7 plus 8 is 15. So 7 is also a whole number, 8 is also a whole number. So obviously the answer 15 also will be a whole number. So likewise we have 5 plus 5, which is 10, that also comes under whole number. So whenever you add two whole numbers, the result will always be a whole number in closure property. Okay children. Now let us take it for the multiplication. So multiplication, when you take the same set of numbers, 7 into 8, that is 56, is a whole number. 5 into 5, that is 25, is also a whole number. And finally when you take 0 into 15, that is also a whole number. So the multiplication of two whole numbers is also found to be a whole number again. So that is why we say that addition and multiplication for whole numbers is closed in closure property. So why is that in subtraction we are not having this method worked? Okay, let us see how it does not work in subtraction. So see here, in subtraction I am taking 6 minus 2. What is there? 6 minus 2 is 4. It is a whole number. But when you take a smaller number minus a bigger number, the answer will be negative number. That is 7 minus 8 will be minus 1, which is not a whole number. So that is why whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. And even in the division you have the same set of answers. So can you see here, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that is a whole number. But 5 divided by 7 is a fractional number and it is not a whole number. So hence subtraction and division are not closed in closure property. So did you understand closure property? When 3 numbers are given, the combination of 2 numbers, the combination of 2 whole numbers should be a whole number as well. This is a property of closure property. So next we are going to go for the commutative property. Okay children, here in commutative property we are going to take 2 integers a and b. The 2 integers will satisfy the commutative property only if they are. So when I perform the operation addition here, a plus b should be equal to b plus a. Okay, and a minus b should be equal to b minus a. And the third one, a multiplied by b should be equal to b multiplied by a. And again the final, we have the division, a divided by b should be equal to b divided by a. So only when the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, we will get the commutative property to be satisfied. Okay, like the closure property, here also the commutative property is closed for addition and multiplication, but it is not closed under subtraction and division. So you want to know how? So let us see an example for better understanding. So let us see an example here. Now when I say 6 plus 4, that is the 2 numbers are 6 and 4, the commutative property states that 4 plus 6 should be equal to 6 plus 4. So can you say what is 4 plus 6? It is 10. And 6 plus 4 is also 10. So in this way, it is true you can add 2 whole numbers in any order. Okay children? So addition in commutative property is closed. So let us see for multiplication. So in multiplication also we have the commutative property to be closed. Let me take an example like 4 multiplied by 5 is equal to 5 multiplied by 4. So 4 5s are 20, right? And 5 4s are also 20. So this states that you can multiply 2 whole numbers in any order. That is, you can multiply the 2 whole numbers in any order. Now the addition and multiplication are commutative for whole numbers. Okay. Now let us verify that subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. So how is this going to happen? So for example, let me take 6 minus 3 is equal to 3 minus 6. So is it the same, children? No. 6 minus 3 will be 3 and 3 minus 6 will be minus 3. So it is not equal. So hence it is not closed for subtraction and division. Okay. So commutative property works only with addition and multiplication. Okay, children. So next let us see the associative property. So here when we talk about associative property, it is a combination of three integers, that is a, b, c. So when you associate this property with the whole numbers, it is a combination of the first two elements being bracketed followed by the last two numbers. Okay, so let me give you an example. See here, first one is a plus b, it's in the bracket, plus c will give you a plus b plus c. So here b plus c will be in brackets. So in this case also we will find that associative property is closed under addition and multiplication, but it is not closed for subtraction and division. Okay, so how is this going to happen? Let me give you an example for this. Okay, so when you are adding three numbers, let us take a big number. So we are adding 234, 197 and 103. Okay, children. So when we are adding the following, we get the same answer, that is 534, both on the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay, so this clearly proves that associative property is well and good in addition. So let me give you another example for a better understanding. So when you find 14 plus 17 plus 6 in two ways, that is in associative property. So when you find 14, 17 and 16 in two ways, first the first two numbers are being in bracket. 14 plus 17 will give you 31. So when you add 6 to it, it will become 37. So let us take to the right hand side, that is here 14 plus 6 is in bracket and 17 is added out of the bracket. Okay, so 14 plus 6 will give you 20 and 20 plus 17 will give you 37. So hence it is left hand side 37 and right hand side is also 37. Okay, so here we have the associative property to be equal. Okay, so can you find out associative property to be open in whole numbers? Yes. So even in terms of multiplication we have the same thing. The associative property is open for multiplication also. So when you multiply, the same thing happens. So now we are going to have an example. 12 into 35 is equal to 6 into 2 and into 35. So 6 2s are 12. 12 into 35 will give you 420. Right? So on the other side when you multiply, 2 into 35 will give you 70 and 70 into 6 will also give you 420. Okay, so here henceforth we understood that multiplication and addition in associative property is equal. Okay, so next we are going to go to division. So you cannot divide 16 divided by 4, again you divide it by 2, the answer will be same as 16 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 2. So that there will be different answers since division and subtraction are a bit different from multiplication and addition. Okay. So let us move on to the distributive property. So distributive property also has three integers. So this property takes place in multiplication over addition. So here we have two arithmetic operations to be performed. Okay, so one will be multiplication and the other will be addition. So there are two important terms used here. So the first formula we have is A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. And when you come down for subtraction, you have A into B minus C will give you A into B minus of A into C. So let us see what is happening here. So first, when you come across A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4, C is equal to 3, then you have 5 into 4 plus 3 is equal to 5 into 4 plus 5 into 3. So 5 into 7 will give you 35 on the left hand side, and in the right hand side we have 5 4s are 20 plus 5 3s are 15. So when you add 20 plus 15, you will get 35. So 35 on the right hand side and 35 on the left hand side. So are they both equal? Yes. So now this property takes place in multiplication over addition in whole numbers. Okay, now let us see in terms of subtraction. So distributive property is closed under subtraction. So let us have the same numbers assigned to the same alphabets. So A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4 and C is equal to 3. Now A into B plus C, B minus C is equal to A into B minus of A into C. Okay. So 5 into 4 minus 3 is equal to 5 into 4 minus of 5 into 3. Okay. So 5 as it is you bring down, and in the brackets you have 4 minus 3. So what is 4 minus 3? 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay. So in the left hand side you will have 5 1s are 5. And in the right hand side you will have 5 4s are 20 minus 5 3s are 15. So 20 minus 15 will give you 5. So hence the distributive property is closed under subtraction. So did you understand all the four properties? First the closure, second the commutative, third is associative, and finally we have fourth distributive property of subtraction. Okay, so an identity property and a few sums from exercise 2.2 will be taught in the next session. Okay children, so until that you revise the properties and come to a clear understanding of these properties. Okay children, keep learning. Thank you.